New York City is known for their bagels, but some people are saying Montreal has better bagels. So in this video, I'm going to investigate. The rules are simple. I'm going to try 2 places in Montreal and 2 places in NYC. Montreal tradition says to order a plain sesame bagel without cream cheese, since the bagel is slightly sweet and can stand on its own without toppings or cream cheese. In NYC, I prefer an everything bagel with lox or nova, but in order to compare apples to apples, I'm also going to get a sesame bagel, but with cream cheese. Welcome to Montreal. This is a beautiful city that's the birthplace of some of Canada's most famous foods, bagels and poutine. Montreal bagels are smaller, thinner, and more dense than a New York bagel. The bagels are boiled in honey water, which gives them a sweet taste. First stop is St-Viateur Bagel. It's the longest running bagel shop in Montreal. Word on the street is that there's a war between St-Viateur and Fairmount on who has the best bagels in Montreal. The bagel costs $1.25 Canadian dollars, which is around $1 USD. It's very affordable. Just like in NYC, bagels are usually meant to be something you grab and eat on the go, so there isn't any indoor seating, which is why I'm in this random corner. Due to how dense the bagel is, it does take a while to chew. The sesame does pair well with the sweetness of the bagel, but I prefer a savory breakfast over a sweet one.
This one still takes a while to chew. I think St-Viateur is not as sweet as Fairmount Bagel, but yeah, even the difference aside in sweetness, I still prefer the New York Bagel. I think it's missing some toppings, maybe missing some cream cheese.
Let's switch over to New York City, my hometown and what some people claim is the greatest city in the world. New York bagels have that distinct soft and crunchy texture. The inside is chewy and has a somewhat savory taste if eaten without any cream cheese or add-ons. We're here at the Manhattan location of Utopia Bagels. Utopia Bagels has their original location in Queens, and they expanded with a new Manhattan location in Murray Hill. Even when it only had a location in Whitestone, Queens, which isn't easy to get to if you don't live nearby, it has been known for its amazing bagels. The sesame bagel with cream cheese will cost around $6. I should have taken the wrap off, but you can still see how the bagel looks. It's America, so you know they'll be generous with the cream cheese. If you go during a weekend morning like I did, you can expect a long line. There's actually a few tables and seats, and I was lucky enough to grab one.
The cream cheese pairs well with the savoriness of the bagel. Honestly, if it was just a plain sesame bagel without the cream cheese, I'd prefer the Montreal Bagel more just because it's sweeter.
Back to Montreal, we're here at Fairmount Bagel. Technically, Fairmount is the original, and it's the first bagel shop in Montreal. Since they moved locations, that ended up making St-Viateur the longest running bagel shop. The bagel from Fairmount also costs $1.25 Canadian dollars. It's slightly smaller than the one from St-Viateur, and it's also slightly sweeter. There's no indoor seating in the store, which is why I'm outside on these colorful benches. The bagel's still just as dense as St-Viateur, so it takes a while to chew. One thing to note is I did go to Fairmount before St-Viateur, which is why the live reaction seems like I'm trying a Montreal bagel for the first time. The video just flows better by showing St-Viateur first, due to the clips I got.
Wow, this takes a while to chew, but yeah, the internet's right. It's dense, it's slightly sweet. I'd still say I'd prefer a New York bagel over this.
Finally, let's get back to NYC. We're here at Absolute Bagels. It's up there in the Upper West Side, and it's still busy during weekends, even when it's not the college months. You can expect to see lots of Columbia students during the college months. This place is cash only, so your shiny credit card will be useless here. There's no indoor seating, so I went to a nearby park to eat. The sesame bagel with cream cheese costs around $6. Unfortunately, it's always noisy outside in NYC, so there's no live reaction. I liked Absolute Bagels more than Utopia Bagels, since the bagel was warmer and more fresh. Here are my final thoughts. Like I said earlier, if the NYC bagels didn't have cream cheese, I would say Montreal bagels are better, since NYC Bagels without cream cheese would be too dry and plain for my taste. The rules allow for cream cheese, so here are my final rankings with those rules in mind. In first place, we got Absolute Bagels. It was nice and warm, and since it was warm, it was softer than the bagel from Utopia Bagels. Even though I have it at first place, I wouldn't recommend going out of the way to visit it if you are visiting NYC. It's nice to stop by if you're in the area, but there's plenty of good options near where you are staying. Coming in second, we got Utopia Bagels. It was solid and tasted just like how a New York bagel should. If you're visiting and you're staying near Midtown, you should walk over and try Utopia Bagels. They do accept credit cards, so payment is nice and simple. At third, we got Fairmount Bagels. I liked it more than St-Viateur since it was slightly sweeter. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, I prefer NYC Bagels over Montreal Bagels since it's more savory, and I prefer a savory breakfast over a sweet one. And at last place, we got St-Viateur. I'm not saying it's bad, the bagel was fine, it's just my least favorite out of the competition. If you're visiting Montreal, you should try both bagel spots. St-Viateur has multiple locations, and there's one that's a 10-minute walk from Fairmount Bagels. If you're from Montreal, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Comment below which one you think is better. As a bonus, here's a look at an everything bagel with Nova and cream cheese from Utopia Bagels and Absolute Bagels. This is my go-to bagel order, and even if it's a bit pricey, it's delicious. Here's the everything bagel with Nova and cream cheese from Utopia Bagels. Again, I should have taken the wrapper off, but you can see they give a healthy amount of Nova. It'll cost around $14. I understand it's kinda pricey, and I don't order this for breakfast every day, which lets me enjoy it when I do get it.
The Nova pairs well with the cream cheese and the everything bagel. It's the perfect savory breakfast. Best way to start your day.
Here's the everything bagel with Nova and cream cheese from Absolute Bagels. Just like the sesame bagel, it was slightly warm. This bagel will also cost around $14. I like the bagel itself from Absolute more than the bagel from Utopia, but the Nova from Utopia actually tasted better than the Nova from Absolute. The quality of the fish is important in this comparison, so due to this, it's hard to say which bagel I liked more. What do you think? Do you like NYC or Montreal bagels more? Leave a comment below and check out the video on the end screen for more food content.